Hello Rezarus community, here's the video of Rezarus Offline that I've been promising for the past 2 to 3 weeks. Just took some time to get some UI in to make this more presentable, but I'll go ahead and show some offline play with bots shortly. So before I get to that, I just want to talk about Rezarus Offline a little bit. For the past 1 to 2 years, a few players have suggested that we need an offline mode for new players just to come and learn the feel of the game, learn the mechanics, learn how to drive, shoot around. And for a little while we had practice arenas, but those really weren't a good solution for practice environment. The reason is the bots in there weren't good, and it's tougher to build some good server synced bots that can go around and roam and be free to do what they want. And then also players just need a place to practice and have fun without the pressure of actually being around other players. So even for myself, like if I were playing an online game, it would be nice for me to just have an offline mode where I can just go shoot around, do whatever, and just not really worry about how I might present myself towards other competitive players. And then the more I've been working on this too, I'm starting to realize there's a lot of potentially fun offline game modes that we could come up with here. Alright, so in June I started working on this a little bit, but put it off until July when Anthropic re-released Fable, so that was shut down by the government in June. And then they brought it back online in July and they said you've only got 7 days to use this under your subscription plan before we go make it a fully pay-per-use model, which is significantly more expensive. Borderline like unusable for an average person under that model. So for the 7 days I was just prompting it non-stop, trying to just get some sort of bots working. Now I don't want like any kind of bots working. I want bots that actually might resemble human players. The more closely the offline modes resemble the online modes, I think the better. And I'll talk a little bit about why as I actually start showing some gameplay. So let me get to that because I've been sitting on this loadout screen for a little bit too long. All of these options, these will change in the future. These are just from my own testing right now. The only game mode that we're going to start with is Impulse Wars because that's been the most popular for at least within the small community we've got for Rezarus. We're going to follow with Phoenix Wars because once Impulse Wars is done, Phoenix is actually probably going to be a simpler mode to figure out. Impulse has a lot of like almost like arena-based awareness that's tough to build into the bots. Yeah, let's go ahead and hit next and see what this game looks like. Before I do that, you can already see some ideas I have for an offline playable. Like as you play and you build up score, you'll be able to unlock arenas. You'll be able to check out your tank, which you'll see soon how the new tanks look. And I don't know, maybe some other things I'll think about as far as like offline progression goes to give it some replay value. We've got a new loading screen. Enter. This all looks the same as online. And for now I've got 4 impulse missiles. I don't know if I'll keep that or not, but yeah, let's see how playing against bots looks like. So my idea here is to have this environment really resemble an online environment. Like what could a packed game of Rezarus look like in Impulse Wars in 8? The goal here is to create bots that are human-like. It's really tough to do that with deterministic bots because humans are not deterministic. We make a lot of errors. We don't always make the ideal choice. And it's hard to build that into a bot. Now maybe one day we'll have neural network bots that really do behave a lot more human-like. But I had this idea, I was like, as tough as it is to make a deterministic bot behave human-like, maybe with the aid of modern AI tools, we'll be able to find something that still feels pretty good. So this right here, if I had a missile, that would have been a kill shot. You'll see some things with these bots that are like, still need some work, you know, in how they behave, but this is just kind of like the starting point. There's probably 200 to 300 different knobs that can actually be tuned for each bot. It's kind of insane how much there is. because as I made the bots, I would play and I'd say, well, this doesn't feel right, that doesn't feel right, what can we do about it? And I'd be prompting these to Fable, and it would start implementing solutions, or I would give it some potential solutions on what to implement. And every single solution would have some kind of a knob or two knobs saying like how much of an effect should something have. You know, I think if I have an offline mode where it becomes tough for me to hold a 1.0 ratio, that'll be a big win. Now, you could just make bots that are like game bots, but I really don't want to do that. I want these to actually feel like players, and that's the challenging thing, to make them behave like players but not be too silly or overly silly at times. Alright, so while this is going on, I do want to talk a little bit more about where this is all actually going. Okay, so yeah, with the aid of AI now, like how far can I push these bots? So one thing I want to note is this effort to create this mode, which you can see simulates an online environment. We've got, how many bots do we have? We've got 20 bots in the arena. Actually 24 bots in the arena, plus myself. They're typing in chat, they're talking to each other. You can talk to them. Like, let me just type something here, see if I get any responses. Yeah, see, so I said help, and now the bots are actually responding, and in those responses, they do try to come and help you if they can. You know, they're still gonna focus on the targets that they have, but yeah, no, it's just pretty cool. Like, if I were playing this without knowing what's going on, I think I could actually believe this is an online game right now. Like, if I were just a new person, I wouldn't know what real players really play like, and these bots actually do have some behaviors that are surprisingly player-like so far. Alright, so yeah, you know, the goal is to simulate the online experience, and I want to take it further than just having like this game running. You know, you see how the bots are typing? I've already created what's called a world bot manager. It's gonna track the progression of bots, sort of like you can imagine if a new online server were to start and players join and then they progress. Same idea with the bots. They will come and go, like some will play and rank a lot, others will quit. So we'll have lobbies that are filled with bots conversing to each other and yourself like they are right now in this game. And the goal is really just to recreate the online experience without really needing any people. Now that's not to say like I won't need people. Like, obviously I want to attract real players, but one of the biggest challenges of any online game is to attract and maintain a player base, and that's really tough to do when you're starting out, because this type of game requires that there be people online playing for anybody to have fun. When a new guy comes in, logs in, and there's only one or two people, and those two people are vets, they're not going to have a good time, they're not going to stick around. But if they log into an environment like this, where it's just like kind of a bunch of bots, they can play offline, they can get comfortable, that's great. And then if we can merge this in the future too, which is kind of the plan, you can now imagine seeing exactly what you're seeing here, but you're actually going to now have players hopping in too that are taking the place of bots. I think that might solve the player attraction and retention problem just strictly from a gameplay requirement point of view. Show what else we've got here. So we've got this new third person camera, which actually works surprisingly well. I thought this was going to be really difficult. It is more difficult to me than first person, maybe because I'm just not used to it, but yes, I missed that shot. But I can actually land some shots, and I expect against real players it would be harder. But this is a really cool and unique feeling. It actually feels a little bit slow compared to first person mode, but it does, I think, solve the motion sickness issue that people might feel in first person view, because I'm actually just gonna let myself get shot so you can see myself go flying, and the screen just spins way less, and it's way less nauseating to watch. Well, that one actually, this screen's actually spinning a lot more than, that's some of the most spin I've ever seen, but that's still a lot better than viewing that from first person point of view. Alright, so you guys can kind of see what this gameplay looks like. Let me try to engage a little bit more with the bots so we can see like what a 1v1 or other encounters feel like. And then I'll talk about like what this means for Res Online, because I haven't updated Res Online in probably like 2 months now, and I probably won't be updating it anytime in the near future, just because all of my focus is going towards this right now. Get this guy. Yeah, so they've still got some work to do. Like, I've tried to put some stuff in for them to know to try to avoid driving in front of ramps. That's the type of stuff that's hard, because like I've still got to come up with some logic and then tell Fable to implement it. Fable gives me suggestions as well. And these bots do detect all the hazards. They're just like how much they detect them or when they detect them, that's not tuned well yet. So there's going to be a tuning phase that comes to help these bots out a little bit. Called sort of like first it's like a grid course test where you're just randomly guessing on what to set the knobs at. I'll try to pick like the 20 or 30 most important ones. Then I just run maybe hour-long play tests among the bots themselves and capture some statistics, and then from there it should start to show like I should be turning knobs in certain directions to get these bots behaving a little bit better. Alright, but yeah, for Res Online, it's not going to be updated for a little bit, but that's because this is the focus, and then this is going to eventually merge with Res Online at some point. I do have this thought where for Res Online, I could probably get an AI agent to actually handle any future bug fixes. So like when players say something's broken in Discord, that can be relayed over to some sort of AI agent who takes that in and then looks for that issue, sends out another agent to perform an update, and compile the game, upload it to Steam. I'll still need one final review, but that would really offload just like the simple fixes and other small things that need to be done, because that's a little bit too time consuming for me right now. If I can automate that and get AI in working there, I just feel like this year is kind of like the year of AI for this game. Like I'm really heavily using AI to develop this offline mode. I'm going to be using it to try to automate some stuff for online. It's been used really heavily for finally getting the website into a presentable state. I even had it come up with an entire blog entry, but I didn't upload that yet. I just want to see if it could do it, and it did it. So yeah, that's about it. I'll just keep playing a bit now, because I'm not really good with focusing and talking at the same time. So for you vets, this is kind of more like a target practice, but it's actually still pretty fun. Like I thought I wasn't gonna have fun with these bots, because my experience of playing any bots in indie game is you tend to figure them out and exploit them pretty quickly. As silly as these bots behave sometimes, I don't feel that way. Like, these bots actually do feel unpredictable in some ways, like real players do. And they make a lot of mistakes, but they also make a lot of good calls. Like that shot right there was actually a really nice shot by that bot. That was like a pretty skilled one right there. Let's see if I can trash talk. Some bots will type back, others won't. Let's see, bots. If I can get a reaction out of them, bots are awful. Beep boop, yep. Yeah, it's funny. There's some interactions, like, if you guys can figure out some fun ways to talk with bots, definitely forward them to me, because I just tell Fable, hey, let's update ChatBrain to handle this type of input from us, and it does it pretty well. See if I can get some weather talk. How's the weather? Perfect excuse to stay in GPU. Yeah, so you can just have some fun. Again, this is just meant to simulate an online environment, and like actually I'm super excited with how this already feels. Like this is 1 month of work. Without AI, this easily is a year or more. Like it's shocking to me how helpful AI is with this kind of stuff, because as long as you're pitching it ideas and prompting it well and testing a lot, the rate of output is just insane. Like this project, like if you had told me to try to do this without Claude Code and just do it on my own, I'd forget it. Like no way. But yeah, I think this is at least a year's worth of work without AI condensed into less than a month, thanks to Fable, Opus, and sort of me figuring out how to prompt it well and how to be a bit more efficient with how I use it, which is one of the silver linings of Anthropic's whole we're only going to have Fable available for a week or two. It really made me figure out what I should be doing and how I should be using AI to keep my own costs down, because who knows, maybe their top tier models in the future will go behind a more expensive paywall, in which case I'll be really specific about how I want to use those AI models. So anyone see how bad someone's like? You'll see player names like offline mode. I think it pulls the top 50. So if you see your name mentioned in some kind of statement from somebody like, did you see this person get banned? That's all it's doing. Really, it should be quorum mentioned every other name, but gotta give everybody some credit. So when I first started this out, I was holding pretty easily like a 6 or 7.0 ratio against these bots, and like I think if I really try, I can hold like maybe like a 4 still, but like things are trending in the right direction. I'm kind of messing around a bit, 13 and 8, but just the fact that's even happening when I mess around and don't pay attention is like a really good sign in the direction things are going, because this is the skill 7 to 10 band, which is supposed to be the skill band. They've still got some issues, but my goal for this is to make this band, even for vet players, tough to handle. Like that shouldn't happen. Like every bot should be like really challenging in some way and understand where and where not to drive. Oh, we're getting there. Alright, give us like 2 more minutes and then I will... Yeah, see, I'm not a good player. Actually, I am sweating today because it's like 85 degrees in my room. One thing I'm working on is really getting those pointless shots to try to go away. Oh, I actually got juked and I got mulched. It's okay. All good. That's the online experience right there. Probably should add like what the stats of every bot is. That'd be kind of interesting to see. Like if any one of these is doing particularly better, because they do have some like personality traits that are randomized for them. Like they're all still 7 to 10 band. They're set to be mid-range, I think, but some are cowards, some are kamikaze, some are... I don't even remember all the different personality traits, but if you can think of like a different play style for this game, like that's actually been implemented. Now whether those are tuned well, probably not, but that's all there. Wow, a bot just got a moonshot. I know the closed community wants to play this soon. I do need to get something separate on Steam for this, because this is not going to work with Res Online in one package. This is, at this point, this is like Res Offline is basically pre-AI, or sorry, Res Online is pretty much pre-AI, and then Res Offline is just heavy AI usage. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of lines of new code that flawed code implemented to get this working. And it works pretty well. Like we've done a little bit of bot tuning, we've done CPU optimization so that we can actually run a lot of bots. I think most people might be able to run up to like 64 of these, and then from there we could even figure out how to optimize even more. It's a lot of fun working with AI. Everything that was like tedious and difficult and just stuff I didn't want to do, but like I knew that output could be interesting, like I have a tool now to help with that. Got some BKing bots right here. Yeah, the bots don't really respect base boundaries yet. That's something I gotta put in and just get these guys to back off a little bit, because I'm kind of stuck right now until they need to go reload. Go. Alright, you guys are gonna run out. Alright. Let's get some help, guys. Get in. Got like 2 or 3 bots here, my own team. Alright, there we go. We're finally getting some players to respawn. I'm probably gonna... Oh. Alright, finally. Finally got out of base. I think we got a bugged one right here. Well, he'll eventually respawn for some reason. Alright, I'm gonna stop this video for now, so I can kind of get back to working on this a little bit. Yeah, that's it for the update.